What's up YouTube, here from wargames. We're here with Joe, and Joe's bringing us two weird but cool decks. Starting off with Mythical Beast, or Mystical Beast, is that right? Mystical Beast, isn't it?
Mythical.
Mythical Beast with Dark Magician, so a bit of the out of the norm. Joe knows more about the Mythical Beast than I do, so I thought I'd let him have this one on the Dark Magician end. So show us what you've got, Joe.
So, to start off with, we have your boss monster that isn't Dark Magician, and that is the Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. Now, all the Mythical Beasts share similar pendulum-like effect, where if you have nothing in your other scale, you can pop them and do some pluses, and then they all have like their own kind of like unique monster effect. So this guy, if you have no cards in your pendulum, if you have no cards in your other pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add one level 7 or lower Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect Mythical Beast Cerberus once per turn. So just in short, you can pop him and add anything that isn't himself, basically, because all the other Mythical Beasts are level 6 and below. So that's that. His monster effects: each time a spell card is activated, place 2 spell counters on this card when it resolves. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while 4 or more spell counters are on your field. Once per turn, you can remove 4 spell counters from your field and target one monster your opponent controls, banish it face up, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the banished monster's original attack until the end of the opponent's turn. So he starts off at 28, banish something like just on top of it. Let's say you banish a Dark Magician, he would gain 25 to the end of the opponent's turn. So he's a really strong card, your best beat stick. Next we have 3 Mythical Beast Jackal King. If you control no cards in your pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, special summon one face up Mythical Beast pendulum from your extra deck except himself. You can use it once per turn. That's pendulum effect. Monster effects: each time a spell card is activated, place 2 spell counters on this card when it resolves. Once per turn, when an opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can remove 2 spell counters from your field and negate the activation if you do destroy that card. So use your effect negation. Next we have 3 Mythical Beast Garuda. If you control no other cards in your pendulum zone, you can target one other spell trap card on the field, destroy both it and this card. You can only use it once per turn. Each time a spell card is activated, place 1 counter on this card when it resolves. You opponent normal or special summons a monster except during the damage step. You can remove 3 spell counters from your field, special summon this card from your hand, then return an opponent's special summon monster to the hand. You can only use it once per turn. And to round up the Mythical Beast, we play 3 Beast Jackals. This is my favourite one, just because if you have no cards in your pendulum zone, you can target one face-up card you control that you can place a spell counter on it. Destroy this card, and if you do place 1 spell counter on it, you can only use this effect once per turn. So that's pretty good, just get spell counters, but it's monster effects where it shines. Each time a spell card activates, place a spell counter on it. When it resolves, you can move 3 spell counters from your field and tribute this card, special summon one Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck, so you can get your boss monster. So that's your Mythical Beast lineup. It's really the best ones, to be honest. So next, for the Dark Magicians now, we play 2 Dark Magicians. You don't want to clog too much with it. You play 3 Wads, and the thing that glues them all together, funny enough, is 3 skilled Dark Magicians. And so the reason I wanted to do it is just because this guy, when he gets 3 counters, you can tribute it and summon Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or grave. So you can summon Dark Magician anywhere, so Dark Magician's never dead. But the reason is because I like him is because he's another place you can put stacked spell counters on. And so once you've got 3 and you've got the Jackal on the field, you can remove the 3, tribute the Jackal, summon your big guy, and then you can start restacking spell counters on him. So he's pretty good in terms of that concept. He's a 19 beat stick, and he's a dark, and he's a level 4, so he's not terrible in also other senses. So that's your monsters. For spells, your 3 circles. It's a Dark Magician variant, so you've got to play your 3 circles. Your best spell card, in a way, is Mythical Beastry. Send the top 2 cards of your deck to graveyard, then target 1 face-up card. You can place spell counters on it. Place up to 2 spell counters on it. If this card in its own possession is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon 1 monster from your deck that you can place spell counters on it, and if you do, place 2 spell counters on it. So you're not really going to use the popping one unless you want to bait your opponent and set it. But really you're going to be using its mill cards and stack spell counters. So if you have Skill Dark, you can mill 2, put 2 spell counters on Skill Dark, and he gains spell counter only because you played a spell. And if you mill Dark Magician, it's a bonus for you. Now I've only got 1 at the moment, but 2 Magical City of Ebodons and 1 Terraforming. You don't want a brick, but you want to see it, which is the odd thing. But unfortunately, I can only get one because this is a really stupidly hard card to get. Here in the EU, there's nothing on eBay, which is quite funny enough. But my friend luckily had one and managed to get it last night. So, but you got to play this. This gains spell counters, and you can stack as many spell counters on it. You can move spell counter to prevent it from being destroyed. And if you're using an effect that requires spell counters, you can remove the ones off this instead. 2 spell power graphs. You could play this at 3, but I wanted to put a lure in here just because to have some draw consistency. The spell power graphs puts a spell counter on something that can put spell counters on it, and plus it's a spell as well, so all of these would get spell counter anyway. So you're pretty much putting 2 for free. Lures to draw power. Everything in your here is dark, other than a few of the mythical beasts. 2 MSTs. This can be twin twisters, cosmic cyclones, whatever you want. For traps, it's a pretty small trap lineup, but pretty simple. 2 Magician's Navigations and 2 Eternal Souls. You can mix this ratio however you wish, but with the mill power that you kind of have in this deck, as well as skill Dark Magician and all that, being able to summon Dark Magician is not too hard. But you could probably drop this to 1, but it's complete to put like a solemn Judgment in here because I only play Warning. Judgment back, you could probably take a Navigation out, put a Judgment in, keep the Eternal Souls because getting Dark Magician anywhere is pretty good. Is
what's the pendulum scale that gains spell count as well? Magical.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, it's a bit weird because all of these mythicals you need to have nothing in the other scale to use the pendulum effect. So it's a very weird way to play pendulums. The one thing you could do is Astrograph Sorcerer is another tech that you could probably try out, just because the pendulums pop themselves. So it's pretty good. The extra deck is literally I've only got 3 because we're not going to go into it to be honest. But these are the 3 I can see you going into the most. So the Gaia Charger is just a good generic piercer. Could probably push for game. And the Abaddons, just because you're playing Dark Magician, might as well abuse them in their own unique way. So
for the rest of the extra deck, for those of you that you want a bit more, you could put more generic stuff in there. Obviously, you could put the Metaphors Electromite if you wanted to. You could put more rank 7s like your Red Ice Flare, your Big Eye. Other than that, you could put Reaper targets in because you do play Allure and a lot of Dark Monsters. You can play rank 4s in there just in case you do get 2 skilled Dark Magicians on the board, or some of the other ones, so like your Baguska. You could play Breaksword with your Magician's Rod. But it's really, really open and up to you on the rest.
Literally look at Dale's Dark Magician deck, look at his extra deck, copy and paste.
There's very few. Again, with the Dark Magician, most of it does become Reaper targets. So ideally, what you do need, maybe less the Abon Illusion Magician because you've only got 2 Dark Magicians in the deck, but that does still give you the option of making it and moving it around. But it is just a starting platform.
You could put a rank 8. Yeah. In testing, I did get a test hand, and I actually managed to get 2 of these out on 1 turn. So
it might be worth Apprentice Illusion as well, because you've got a level 6 Mythical Beast. So if you get that out and you get your Apprentice out, you can go into Naruto, and you can go into other stuff like that. So it does give you a couple of options. I know it's called Naruto, but you know, Naruto anime and all. Winning.
It's easier to pronounce.
Exactly. So that's it for this deck profile. It's an interesting kind of mix together because at this moment in time, Mythical Beasts do kind of struggle to operate on their own massively easily. But collabing them with the Dark Magicians, depending on what ratios you want to play with them and how you'd want to change it and stuff like that, there you go. It does give you a couple of options to move around with. But that is it for the deck profile. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm trying to get these out of glare, but it ain't happening. But until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. Also, YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left-hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.